Grew up super broke, didn't want to be poor, had to figure it out. Nobody wanted to give me a job.
What was that product that you made that $1 on? And then what made you figure out, you know what, we gotta figure out how we can 10 times that?
Found out this internet stuff, started playing with it. I added Google AdSense where you can put the little ads on your blog. And someone had clicked on my ad while I was asleep. So it was probably less than $1, but the fact that I had made anything, a penny, and I went to sleep and it's something that I made, then I said, what if I made 100 of them?
What were like the marketing plan using social media that allowed you to use that multiplier to help you really get the word out there and ultimately get more customers?
Go to Amazon, read everyone's reviews, all the competitors, everyone who's selling. Look at all those reviews, you'll see all the pain points. And if it's a service or anything else, there's reviews everywhere. You find where's that gap. And then when I started Facebook ads, I led with those gaps. And so the click-through rate was crazy. The conversion rate was crazy. Yeah. See who's crushing it out there and then do your little spin on it and see if it works.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the On the Pursuit podcast. We connect with 6, 7, 8, even 9-figure entrepreneurs. I like to bring you their story, uncover their obstacles, their trials, their tribulations, and make it easier for you so you can get to your goals and your dreams. Today's episode is one I'm excited about. I met this individual a couple of days ago, and I was just connected to him and drawn to him from his story on the stage and just hearing what he's doing in certain categories of business. And he's not just stopping there. He's disrupting other categories as well. And he's seeing some crazy, insane numbers. So I'm hoping that this podcast inspires you guys to go out and go crazy and whatever you got going on as well. Josh, what's up, man?
What's up, bro? Good to see you. Thanks for having me, man.
Man, thanks for the time, bro. This is going to be a good one, man.
For sure.
So the first question I want to ask you is around mindset, bro. So walk me through a breakthrough that you have. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there was a time where, you didn't think as big. You know what I'm saying? You didn't go and shake up the market as easy as you're able to do it right now. Take me back to that moment, and then what was a big mindset breakthrough for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think confidence is super important in entrepreneurship, and confidence usually comes from experience. Experience leads to wisdom, and wisdom leads to judgment. So it takes time, and the more you focus on a certain area. So I'm a multifaceted entrepreneur. I'm invested in 24 different industries. I built businesses in all kinds of industries. I'm a generalist, expert generalist on the entrepreneurship side. But in the beginning, I was a specialist. So I think the way to gain confidence is to specialize, get really good. You don't have to be great at it, but if you're kind of good at it, you enjoy doing it, it's probably something you should do more of. And I think that's one of the areas that early on taught me that first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. That's a popular quote.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
It's so important because you got to remember what stage or what season you're in. First, they ignore you. So if you're looking to be famous and all this stuff, you're not there. Right now, they're going to ignore you. So you have to thrive in the season you're in. And if you can use the season you're in and capitalize upon it, then you're going to move to the next season with more rigor and eventually you win, right? So they're going to ignore you. So you're going to start something. Yeah, that sounds great. Maybe your friends and family say, I'd buy that. Don't worry about that. You're in the ignore stage. You need to be completely convinced of what you're building. You need to work all day, every day, as much as you can on making that a reality. Learn every skill you need. I learned web design, Google ads, Facebook ads, sales, speaking, podcast, anything I need to learn, I would learn it. And I think that's so important because when you have less money, more time, that's your resource. One day you'll be in a position where you have way more money than you have time because time does not grow. The only way time grows in a company is by hiring more people. So Elon Musk has 400,000 employees times 8 hours a day. That's a lot of time he's leveraging. But in the beginning, you want to leverage your time to sell and learn the skills, replace your job. And then eventually you can bring in the next step, which is how do I leverage to get more time? Systems, AI, processes, people, distribution, sell your business to buy time. So there are other ways to buy time. In the beginning, how you use your time is the most important. And then the epiphany, one of the epiphanies for me was making my first dollar while I was sleeping. Just $1. And growing up poor and not having access to those type of opportunities as a teenager, once I made $1 overnight, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I need to master this and get confident in it.
So you were saying that because you were sleeping, having them dreams, probably deep in REM. You woke up and there was some money in there. You was like, I need to go back to sleep because
exactly
I was sleeping and I got some money. So let's figure out how to get more money while I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? So
that's exactly it.
So take me through that process. You had that epiphany. What was that product that you made that $1 on? And then what made you figure out, you know what, we gotta figure out how we can 10 times that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I was like 14, 15 years old. So I'm blessed to get started really early. Grew up super broke, didn't want to be poor, had to figure it out. Nobody wanted to give me a job. Found out this internet stuff, started playing with it. And the first one was actually a blog. I added Google AdSense where you could put the little ads on your blog.
Nobody knows who you are, and it's really your fault. Why? Because you rely on word of mouth and referrals. What if I showed you that everyone's spending time on Instagram, everyone's spending time on YouTube, everyone's spending time on social media? Content is a currency, but you don't have either enough content or any content at all. So that's why you need to start leveraging podcasting so more people know who you are, what you do, and how you help people. So that's why we're giving away the information for free. Join us as the Podcast to Cast Masterclass, where I'm going to be breaking down exactly how a profitable business owner who's already moving and grooving and making money can add a media component, a podcast, and generate an additional 30 to 50K every single month. So if you want to learn how to do that, if you're that type of business owner, if you're that type of entrepreneur, and you're tired of word of mouth and referrals, come to the free masterclass, all right? Click the link below. Cannot wait to see you in class.
And someone had clicked on my ad while I was asleep. So it was probably less than $1. But the fact that I had made anything, a penny, and I went to sleep and it's something that I made, then I said, what if I made 100 of them, 200 of them? Then I realized you could sell those blogs. And so I was like, whoa, I can make them, make money with them. Then I can sell them. This seems too good to be true. And I did everything myself, learned everything from YouTube. So that was really that start of whatever this internet stuff is, I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And now, 18 years plus later, it's all I do. It's all I've ever done. I've never worked for anyone else but myself. And I'm very grateful and blessed that I was given that adversity as a challenge to see what I could become. And I think that the internet, I owe my life to the internet, but truly, especially today, anyone can do anything. ChatGPT, all these AI tools, it is, I had to program all that stuff. It was so difficult back then.
Yeah, you had
so
the code.
now, man, you have the code. You don't even have to code
Now
anymore.
you just got to speak.
Literally, you have to write. You don't have to
prompts.
code.
Yep.
You don't have to design anymore.
Crazy.
I'm like, man, I had to learn design, Photoshop, like all these things that I had to learn. And now it's like Canva AI and it builds a whole billboard for you. Like it's never been better, which means that, and I'm all about democratizing access to information and resources and opportunities. Growing up as a broke Hispanic kid, first in my family to graduate high school. To me, that's very important of democratizing that access. But yeah, I would say that nowadays it's never been easier to even just add a side income. I mean, just really, but you have to do it. No one's going to do it for you. And I think that's another thing too, is nobody owes you anything. No one's going to do it for you. But I promise you, it's so worth it going through that difficulty, because the more difficult it is, the more you're going to learn. And it also creates a moat for other people, because if they think it's difficult, they're probably not even going to try.
What's one difficult thing you do every morning? Do you do something difficult every morning? Something that you don't like to do? Something that, not even that you regret it, but you're just like, oh, I got to do this again?
Yeah, there is. I mean, nowadays, I'm fortunate in most of my businesses that I have team members doing that stuff. But, right now in a company, we're doing financial forecasts. And so we're doing a 5-year forecast. And it's hard sometimes to forecast how many blue toothbrushes you're going to sell in 2028 in March. But the more you can plan and the more you can focus on that, it's difficult. I love doing it once it's done. There's just certain elements. You're not going to love everything in business. I definitely don't love a lot of things in what I do. But
gotta get done.
It's got to get done, and you just got to get it done. Do it, and then if you get crazy enough in your head, find something you might like of it. Maybe it's even the extreme distaste of doing it, and you go, I'm about to do something I really don't like. I'm excited. Put some music on, and you have to get there, man. You have to get there, because if you go, I'm not a numbers guy. I'm not. If you're a CEO or you're an entrepreneur, you do have to know. You have to do it all, but you got to know your business very well. And I see that so often. They go, oh, I don't know the numbers. I'm not really good at this. And I don't like doing all of that stuff, but you're not supposed to love every single thing that you do. It's part of what builds character.
So let's talk about the business that you had with hygiene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love going to the dentist, bro.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that there's probably like a super small percentage of people that actually appreciate and like going to the dentist. Yet like your smile it's so valuable and it's the first thing people see.
First thing.
So how'd you get into that space, and then what made you start disrupting it? And then what did you see that was like, oh, this is a lane right here. We can go crazy in this lane.
I would say, so I'm kind of like you. I was in braces twice. I was whitening my teeth as a teenager, going on eBay, buying stuff. Like I was doing it all, and I wanted that leg up, and my smile was something that was important to me, and everybody does notice. It's the first thing people notice, especially now with the virtual world and Zoom. All you see is someone's face and their smile.
I think people discount that a lot. Like your face card is so valuable.
So valuable. Yeah. So valuable. And if you can your smile takes up a big space of your face. And if you can feel a little bit more confident about that smile, could you close more deals?
Yeah,
Could
100%.
you, get that promotion you're looking for? Could you go ask that girl or guy out? The confidence that comes from that. Now with millions of customers, I've seen the reviews. There's just a lot of confidence built in the smile. So when I was 21, 22, I'd finished college, I'd sold an agency, and I was looking for a big challenge. I needed something big enough that would keep me captive essentially and building for a long period of time. So I needed something that wasn't going to go anywhere. A lot of people have teeth. I was undergoing jaw surgery, and I started to research, and I started to question why are these ingredients not as good as even my dog's food? My dog's food has vitamin B and all this stuff in there. My shampoo has all these vitamins. My face lotion has all these vitamins. Meanwhile, there are chemicals in our toothpaste that we're ingesting twice a day. Man, woman, child, brush your teeth at least twice a day. It's one of the few things that everybody does. So I knew that it was a big space, but huge players at the top that own distribution in retail like Coke and Pepsi. And so I said, well, I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to go straight to the customer. And so I built Snow at the very start with just one product, a teeth whitening system that would get you the results of going to a dentist without the sensitivity of other systems. That was really kind of what I was looking for, and figured that out. So I called my oral surgeon, my orthodontist, and my dentist. I said, would you go to dinner? I want to start a company in your space. Would you help me test it, et cetera? And they helped me out for free, just as friends, and I'll help you test it out, and here's what you need. And then I went online and started researching, made the first product. I pitched it to a couple other potential partners, and nobody wanted to sell toothpaste with me, which was fine. It was kind of out of left field, but I just had a feeling that if I could build this and if I could vibe with it, maybe other people could. And there's 8 billion people with teeth. There's got to be a certain segment that's going to connect to that.
100%.
And that was kind of that thinking of like, I want oral care, beauty, and nutrition and health to kind of merge. And that's what Snow is today.
Yeah. You know what? A couple of things you said there. I think one of the gems that you shared was the idea of, I connected with the people, the professional people that I go to for the service. Mm-hmm. And you didn't have any ego, it sounded like, when you asked them to go to dinner. I want to kind of get into the space. I would love to get your feedback. I think even that stops a lot of people.
Correct.
Right? Because they would be afraid to have those conversations, to bring those people along. And some of those people would probably give a little pushback, like, nah, I don't want to give you my I don't want to help you out, or I don't want to help you for free. So I think there's a lesson in that.
For
sure.
sure.
I'm saying? You had the confidence to do that. Everyone was kind of on the same vibe, same frequency, and they were willing to share and help you out, which was obviously great.
Yeah, it was huge. I think you have to, learning to ask for help took me about 30 years of my life. So
Break that down.
So I didn't know how to ask for help because I didn't have anyone to ask for help growing up. So I had to learn to self-sustain and build my own things and watch YouTube videos to kind of feed my brain with positive stuff. Growing up in the hood, there's no one around to, let me go talk to my neighbor over there. He built Google. Like, no, it's like he sells dope. Like, I don't, this is not a scenario. So for me, I had to create my own environment. I recommend everybody creates their own environment and you control it. Why not? This is your supercomputer.
We're all living in our own situation.
We're all our own simulations, our own worlds. Nobody cares about you more than they care about themselves.
Facts.
So it doesn't really matter. But I've learned after a long, painful journey of having to do everything myself, that if you get really good at asking for help, who to ask, following up, the ways to ask. Even with those dentists, I was giving them marketing advice while I'm in the chair. So I'm like, how do you market your dental business? What's your most profitable sector? Oh, it's veneers, or it's this. Oh, wow, how are you currently getting those people? Oh, you should try this. Talk to this person. Or have you tried this? Even one of them, I remade their website for free just because he's my surgeon, cool dude, want to help him out. His website was really slow, helped him out. And so little things like that lead up to feeling more confident to ask for a favor. But, I would tear down every wall on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn makes it easy to find everybody. Yeah. And there's a tool called Contact Out, Rocket Reach. There's a ton of them that get the cell phone or email from the LinkedIn. And you can message these people that are specialists in something that you need. Send the same message to 25 people. It costs almost nothing. See who responds. Say, hey, could I pay you $50 to hop on a call? Most will say, you don't have to pay me. I'll hop on a call with you. The first person that's, acknowledged me for my work at so-and-so. Yeah, and it could be the HR manager at Google or something. And you want to talk to them. So I would say that no one really does it. No one really does it. In the digital world, they're even more scared to do it. Yeah. Back then, we were always together. It's like, hey, could you help me with this? Do this. Now it's so scared. What if I ask? What if I made a joke of? It's all this fear. And I promise you, it's all made up. And I wish I knew that earlier. People do want to help. And if you can help them, help them, help you, and create that scenario, then you got it locked in, and you can build a team, you can build a company. But for the longest, I was trying to figure everything out myself, hire very low level in terms of skill and experience team members, because I couldn't trust it otherwise. And I think that keeps you stuck for a long time. I think kind of breaking out of that is key.
I think I've experienced that before. And that sentiment that you talked about, like just living in your head and doing everything yourself and like going down to YouTube. And even when you feel like one thing I realized early on when I was doing my entrepreneurship journey is like my self-sabotage came through trust. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give you an example. I grew up in the hood too, but a lot of my trauma, like as I'm navigating being in the hood, like the hood of Boston, I went through a lot of death. So like my mom died, grandma died, pops died, my brother got shot, one of my best friends died, aunts, uncles. So I've probably been through like 10 people dying in my family, all those funerals, and those individuals are like immediate family. You know what I'm saying? Right. So heavy. even though I healed from that stuff over time, what I realized is the residual was that I'll trust, but then the program in my mind was to get the control back. You know what I'm saying? So let's say we're building something. I'm letting you run, letting you do your thing. But then subconsciously, I was programmed to like, now I'm gonna take it back from you because like I don't trust that you can be there. Right. So I think that is something like you mentioned. That sentiment is something that stops people because they feel like if I do it on myself, I'm saving time, I'm saving money. I don't have to involve other people. When it's like it's actually the opposite that's going to help you grow.
That's why I think you're right on, because a lot of minority-owned businesses in America stay small. And I looked at that and wondered why is that? And one of the biggest reasons why is the fear of being broke again, the fear of someone letting you down. Hold on. Fear of someone letting you down because they let you down your whole life. Someone passing away. Fear of abandonment. All of this stuff. Imposter syndrome. I can't be good enough. I'm from the hood. I can't go next to Crest and Colgate. Meanwhile, you go to Costco. We're right next to Crest. And I'm from West Phoenix hood. Solo founder, bootstrapped to $100 million. You can certainly do anything you want to do, but I think that is an impediment for minority-owned businesses is you hire family and stuff, and then how do you expand beyond that? And that's where you've got to find strangers that say, yes, sir, and they get it done, and you feel so empowered. And there's a book called Multipliers that talks about how to find and hire and grow people that will multiply your organization. And you only need one good multiplier to find the next one. And when you multiply a multiple, it's exponential.
Yeah, for sure. Patrick McDavid spoke about that, talking about, I don't know if you mentioned that. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that, but it was on a podcast a while ago. He was talking about the amount of multiples you need to hit 1 million and the amount of multiples you need to hit 1 billion. And when you Bradley did it as well. So then when you break it down, it's like, damn, it's only like 10 multiples. I just got to multiply this 10 times and then I can get to this It's like,
But if you're adding and subtracting, you'll never multiply.
Bro,
and if you're not multiplying multiples, you can't exponentially
never,
grow.
bro. And then you need that breakthrough because you can't even fathom. So I'm like, I did an event this past weekend. So I'm speaking at one of my friends had a mentorship.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to these guys like, because you mentioned the numbers. So I'm like, who know the numbers? Nobody knows the numbers. I'm like, what's the goal?
Right.
They're like, I kind of want to do. So I'm like, well, what do you definitely want to do? Right. So we got to kind of to define a number. So I'm like, all right, well, how much is your item? Right. Low ticket numbers. I'm like, no, you need to at least, let's just say at least 1,000 to 2,000.
Right.
And you want to, let's say you want to hit 100,000. You know how many you need to sell.
Right.
Now you know how many calls you need to have. Now
2,000. I need to close 50. I'm closing 1 out of 10 times 10. I need 500 calls. It costs me $10 to get a call. It costs me 5,000.
That's it.
But
So
the thing
now
I'll
you
tell you
solve
though,
it for the audience and exposure.
exactly. Well, you got it on, and that is true. But a lot of people will. There's a little bit of a mask, and they don't even mean to do it.
Yeah.
And I've done it before too. It's like, what are you starting this business for? I want to help feed 1,000 families. Well, what are you doing right now? Like, what is your situation? If you tell me my job is to replace my job, I need to make 100,000 a year to feed my family, replace my job, and I want to work from home. Instead of, I want to save the whales and I need your help. If you could tell me that, I can help you.
Yeah.
And I think you got to be super, super, super blunt and direct.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're starting out, it's like, hey, I'm broke. I don't want to be broke. I want to make some more money. I don't want to work a normal job, but I'm willing to do anything it takes. And here's what I need. I need to sell 2,000 of these. And to your point, moving from low ticket to high ticket, when I started Snow, we were $149 for the teeth whitening kit. Everyone said it wasn't going to work. Strips are $30. No one had sold anything in that realm. But I said, I believe that there is a market there, and the multiple.
Bro.
Convicted.
It wasn't belief.
It was full conviction.
Yeah.
And the multiplier. So in order to get to 100 million in sales, I could sell a million of them, or if I sell it for $10, I got to sell so many of these products versus 100, 10x multiplier. Mm-hmm. So you just made your job 10 times easier. Now you're going to have to market better. You're going to need better. What needs to be true in order for that to be true?
100%.
You're going to need much better salespeople because you're selling a higher ticket offer. Yep. Okay, find better salespeople. You might need to pay a little higher commission. Okay, fine. You might need a little bit better marketing. What does that mean? Yep. Who else is out there selling a lot of high ticket stuff that I can learn from and emulate? What's different between the two?
Come on, bro.
Like that's the strategy of most people stuck to the truth inside.
Yeah.
Because my first business was to get me out of the hood. So like it wasn't to save the whales. It was to get me out of the hood and my family.
Sometimes people need to save their own whale, bro.
Yes.
They need to identify what's my whale, put a number on that or identify that, and then save your own whale first. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing against people that want to actually save whales, but you gotta fix your situation and have a grasp on your situation before you can go out and help.
Like growing up in the hood, everybody, as soon as I started making money, everybody wanted help, handouts, etc. And I did that for a little while. You learn your lessons, family, friends, etc. But you can't exit. Like imagine you're a rocket taking off. And you just barely, you've been saving and working so hard to just get enough fuel in there to get to the moon. Just enough. And as soon as you start going, hey, can I have some fuel? Can I have some fuel? Can I have some fuel? And then all of a sudden, you go, uh-oh, we didn't even make it out the stratosphere. And then you go, wait a second. And then you look, as you're falling down, the people you gave this gas to, you think they're going to make it. And they're just floating like toward the floor. And you're like, man, and they're like, can I have some more? That was fun. They're not seeing what you're seeing. And so you know the gas that you need to get to where you need to get to, and you need to take care of yourself, take care of your team, take care of your partners, take care of your customers, of course. But you have to be hyper-focused, echo chamber of just yourself, positivity. And I will tell you, anyone who's not, I used to say anyone who's negative, take them out of your life. Anyone who's negative or neutral. Yeah. Take them out of your life. Because it's like, oh yeah, well, check this out. If they're neutral,
drag, bro.
Especially early on, dude. Now, I mean, I don't have patience for it now, but before I would deal with it a little bit, man. I can't do it now. It's like, well, that's not going to work. Well, how are you going to do this? It's called false concern. It's generally from, and it could be family, it could be friends, it could be your best friend. Yeah. I don't know if this is this. And sometimes it's real concern. If it's a real concern, you can tell, hey, have you thought about this? What if you did this instead? Well, in case, But if it's false concern, I just don't want you to fail. I don't know. Like, you've tried stuff before and I don't know if this is going to work. I really think you should just go and get a regular job. If that is not in your heart of hearts, you've got to create an echo chamber that positively reinforces your actual goal. Otherwise, you're going to run out of rocket fuel and you're just going to be falling right back down to earth and have to do it all over again. So you do have to take care of yourself. What do they say in the plane? Grab the mask, put it on yourself first. How are you going to help anybody? You could be the biggest, strongest dude in the plane. You pass out oxygen, you're useless.
Yeah, you ain't helping nobody. You can't even help yourself. I know we short on time, so we definitely going to have to run this one back.
We'll do a part 2 for sure.
100%, man. But two things I want to ask you before we cut to part 1 is when it comes to you disrupting the space.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that marketing real quick. And you was going direct to consumer. So how were you so successful going direct to consumer? What were like the marketing plan using social media that allowed you to use that multiplier to help you really get the word out there and ultimately get more customers?
It's a great question. So I'll give you the modified version of what we do now, but it was the same 10 years ago. Go to Amazon, read everyone's reviews, all the competitors, everyone who's selling. Now there's like AI tools for like $10. It grabs all the reviews, gives you all the stuff. It's amazing. But back then I would sit there and write them, put them in Excel, every single competitor product before I launched something to understand, what are the pain points? The battery dies too quickly. So guess what's on the front of my ad? Longest battery on the market.
Facts.
So I reverse engineer what's already there. It's never been easier on Amazon, LinkedIn, everything is out there. So I could take that data now with AI. It gives me the 5 things. Professional level whitening at home with virtually zero sensitivity at a fraction of the cost. Try it for $1.
That's the messaging.
Yeah.
But you just unlocked all the concerns.
That's it.
That's
and you trying to sit there and like come up with it. And I'm a great marketer and I can come up with a lot of things today, but it's way better to just go to Amazon. It's all free. Yeah. All the reviews are there. Yeah. And they're literally telling you, these companies don't even look at the reviews. So go there, look at all those reviews. You'll see all the pain points. And if it's a service or anything else, there's reviews everywhere. You find where's that gap. And then when I started Facebook ads, I led with those gaps. And so the click-through rate was crazy. The conversion rate was crazy. We could charge $150 for the teeth whitening kit because it hit all of those areas. And then I brought that back to my manufacturer and said, these are the main pain points. What can we do to resolve these in the product itself? How do we make it more foamy? How do we make it more minty? Then you end up, after a few years of just listening to the customer, listening to other people's customers, reverse engineer that into your ads so that you have a head start. And the other thing I'd recommend is spy tools. There are spy tools where you can see everyone else's ads, see who's crushing it out there, and then do your little spin on it and see if it works.
I like it, bro. That I hope y'all was paying attention because he just gave you a breakdown of how to get the information to put your messaging together to launch your product or get your product available to launch. I hope y'all was paying attention because those spy tools and then actually looking at those reviews, the customers are telling you exactly what they're looking for and exactly what they're experiencing in real time. So that was definitely some game. I want to end off with this one. You mentioned like a book, The Multipliers.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about we didn't go too deep in like mindset specifically, but a lot of things that you covered involves mindset. Conviction. I feel like belief is on their journey towards conviction. And then once you convict it, there's no turning back. That's the highest level.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's
100%.
Yeah.
Right. So what are some maybe some books, maybe a YouTube video, maybe a person to persons, if someone watching this right now or listening to this right now, they're like, you know what? I need to level up my belief. I need to go get stronger in my mind. What are some books or some resources that you would recommend?
Oh man, I would say YouTube for sure. I mean, just in general, YouTube as a platform. Is
anyone specific?
Oh yeah, Les, Tracy. There's so many that are just Tony Robbins. There's so many in there from a mindset perspective. The thing with motivation and mindset is you need your daily dose. I throw 15-minute little quick one. I have little favorites now, and I can't even point to them because they're like fans will put them together, and it'll be like Les Brown, Tracy, so and so. It'll be Andy Frisella. It'll be a whole mix, right? Goggins. So it'll be all inside there. Those are all great people from a mindset perspective. Gary Vee even. And so mindset and motivation, you need that daily dose. Usually I like to do it on the way to the gym or if I'm working out, kind of give me that extra boost. I'm ready for the day. Or in the shower sometimes while I'm getting ready. So there's YouTube's the best place. There's also channels like Charisma on Command that teach you how to tell a story better.
What's that called again for them?
Charisma on Command.
Charisma on Command.
And it's a book as well. They break down everybody from Kevin Hart and how he does stand-up and his timing on speaking. Those are the things that are good. But I would say YouTube in general, and then a lot of podcasts as well. Those are the best sources for me. Books are a little bit more tactical for me. I like to hear my mindset stuff, you know?
That's what's up, bro. So listen, let them know where they can get some products.
Absolutely.
Where they can tap in with you.
TrySnow.com, @Snow on every social platform. And then I'm Josh Snow.
Listen, bro, when we do the part 2, we got to start off with, I'm so interested in learning about the show.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to touch on the show.
I know. There's a lot.
But I'm so interested in learning about the show. I know y'all on season 3.
Yes.
You know, and I think it's amazing. So we'll dive deeper into that. I want you guys to definitely make sure that you tap into Josh and everything that he has going on. There will be some links below. Grab the product. Especially if you want to get your face card right, you definitely need to do that.
Sure.
Because you'll make more money, you'll sell more, you'll present better when you're more confident, right? Thanks for checking out another episode of the podcast. This is Brendan Boyd. This is Josh Snow. We'll tap in with you guys on the next one. Peace.
Is your podcast still not monetized? Apple has over 2 million podcasts on their platform, but only 450,000 of them are active. The truth is 90% of podcasters quit before episode 10, and of the remaining podcasters, only half of them really know how to get money. And they rely on brand deals, sponsorships, and a large audience. So if you're really ready to scale your podcast to 100K, click the link below, book a call, and let's see if you're a good fit for the program.